The Prehistoric Times for the dinosaur collector and enthusiast. Yes, this is an old magazine I picked up in the Mechanic comic store in Antwerp, Belgium. It's priced, originally it was priced 215 Belgian francs, which is a more or less $5.5. Then it was marked down to 125 Belgian francs, which is $3.5. And then in the end I picked it up at 50 cents. Go Charlie. So yeah, no one wanted it. Well, that is except for me. March and April, they don't say which year. Oh, it's really old. 96. It looks like something you just printed in your mom's basement. This is not a professional magazine at all. From the editor. Welcome to our largest issue to date, full of articles and info I hope you'll enjoy. Our cover this time was accomplished by paleoartist Bruce Arthur Glazer. It is entitled Moon Raptor. Moon Raptor, well, I can't wait to... Duncan Jones should write a feature called Moon Raptor. So, in 1996, the Prehistoric Times is published bi-monthly, 6 issues in 1 year, $24 US and Canada, $30 foreign. It's from Kentucky. And there are ad rates. There are ad rates. You can advertise in this magazine for a full page of $50. That's a great price. I think you pay more during the Super Bowl, not on the same channel, of course. The maximum amount of dinosaurs allowed by law in every issue of Prehistoric Times. So. There's Mesozoic male. So readers, even in different fonts. Oh, something falls out. What is it? Oh, that's nice. It's it's an ad for large-scale dinosaurs from Cooper McGrady Studio. No idea if they're still active. Let's continue with the magazine, Prehistoric Times. Dinosaur of the month. The dinosaur of the month. It's the Anatotitan. I've never heard of that one. Digging dinosaurs in Mexico. Senor Spielbergo. Dinos of Steel Part 1. A recurring column. Great stuff. Dave with the Hadrosaur cervical vertebrae from Quarry number 5. Return to the Jonah Studios by @Lathrop. In my first article in the Prehistoric Times number 5, I wrote of my visit to the Louis Paul Jonah Studios in New York. The Jonah Studio created the life-size dinosaur figures for the Sinclair exhibit at the New York World Fair in 1964 and 65. I received the grand tour of the studio from Jonas's daughter Zella Jones Merritt. Zella, that's a cool name. So not Zelda, but Zella. Digger invites you to join Digs by Mail. And there's even a Legends of Horror. So an ad for a different kind of magazine. Yep. What else do we have? Cave Woman, a new comic. What Comes Around, more sculpting by Jerry Finney. Introducing our new 1/10 scale resin dinosaurs from the Dinosaur Studio. Wow, 1/10 scale, that must be enormous. I can't even begin to fathom how big those figures must be and how expensive. Even back in '95. Interview with Age of Reptiles Ricardo Delgado. Apparently that's a comic book. Dinosaur stamps. Why not? We all need our dinosaur stamps. Send along, send along for a latest illustrated prize guide to Lad in Illinois. Dinosaur shelves, dinosaur t-shirts, Mark's Prehistoric Animals Unboxed. Paint your own European painted figures. I'm glad to see Europe being given a mention. Allosaurus, a model kit from Japan. Monstrosities, we know what you're afraid of. Yeah, why not? And there's even a different one, a dinosaur sculpture. Renowned as one of the finest dinosaur sculptors in the world, Kazunari Araki's best work has been collected in these 2 superb volumes from Japan. Both books are lavishly illustrated with full-color photos of Araki's gorgeous dinosaurs in natural settings. Unlike anything, Bolt, published in the United States. The perfect gift for dinosaur lovers and modelers of all ages. Ultra cool, 1995 full color catalog, just $2. Who can resist? Oh, and there's even a prehistoric caveman playset. Yes, I now want to acquire that. For I am quite the caveman myself, as my spouse would say on a bad day. Have a blast with the master Ray Harryhausen in person both days. Wow, I would have loved to meet Ray Harryhausen. April 13 and 14, 1996, Wonderfest in Kentucky. Wow, this takes me back. Well, no, I mean, I've never been to Kentucky, but I'm a big fan of one of Kentucky's most famous citizens, rest in peace, Jim Varney. And apparently, well, here he was still alive. So if I were here and he was there, I could have driven his DeLorean. Yes, Jim Varney had a DeLorean. So what does it say? Rare film showing special Harryhausen Model Contest Award. Real movie props will be raffled off for charity. Charity with a capital. Don't know why. Admission. Read and Weep Comic-Con visitors. Admission $12 for adults and $5 for kids. Dealers. 8 feet tables for just $100. Oh dear Lord. Bob Burns will display the original King Kong and Joe Young models. Meet Star Wars illustrator Dave Dorman with an asterisk saying tentative, so he might not show up. In Dutch we say he might send his cat. And last but not least, learn the secrets of monster making with Oscar winner Chris Wallace. What did Chris Wallace win his Oscar for? Type in below. For our free 16-page show flyer, contact John Tyson, treasurer in Louisville, Kentucky. No collect calls, please. Please don't collect call. And for hotel reservations, there's the Executive West Hotel for only $55 per night show rate. Going ape over model kits. Going ape over model kits. There's Dark Horse's Kong by Randy Bauer. Is that Dark Horse as in the comic publisher? No idea. Here it says Ray Harryhausen's Kong. Sculptor Ray Harryhausen, not to mention filmmaker extraordinaire and special effects genius, has produced a marvelously sculpted piece of art that will definitely be sitting on my shelf one day. Having met Mr. Harryhausen on a couple of occasions, name dropper, and having been a big fan of his work long before I even knew who Mr. Harryhausen was, I feel almost disloyal in saying that I don't believe he has captured the true look of Kong. Wow, that's harsh. Well, and also honest. This really comes as a surprise to me because Mr. Harryhausen has some great sculptures under his belt, including a bronze Kong vs. T-Rex, which I had the privilege of seeing up close. So, this is the Harryhausen Kong. Is this really disappointing? Nah, I think it's okay. But I'm not a Kong connoisseur, a Kongosaur. Wrapping up, there's a What's New in Review Dimetrodon, the dinosaur that never was a dinosaur. Well, I'm glad they knew that in 1996. I'm sure I didn't know back in 1996, but I was only 12. There's a Paleo Passion letter from a certain Diane E. Debus from the president of Hell Creek Creations. Non-extinct dinosaur. New on the market this time are Playmates new Primal Rage prehistoric figures. There's a typo. It says Playmates. I don't know the word in English. Damn, I wish I knew the word. I don't know what's it called, but when you have a apostrophe, right? Of course. So it says Playmate apostrophe as instead of Playmates apostrophe. Possessive. It should have been possessive. Cretaceous Classifieds, free to subscribers, so there's Classifieds. Wanted! Plesiosaurus and Pterodactyl plus Dinosaur Wheel Guide. So what do they want, a wheel guide or a dinosaur? Official Prehistoric Times t-shirt won't be available much longer. Raptor Synchronized Killers, only $17 plus $3 shipping and handling. Pretty sure that's not the Belgium. Wanted, a Pteranodon kit. For sale or trade, Dinosaurs of Jurassic Park limited edition print, promo for the video release, and also a Jurassic Park Raptor cardboard stand-up. Well, I want that. Wanted, a Mark Stand Pteranodon. Will buy or trade. By the way, I pronounce it Pteranodon with the P, but I know in English the P should be silent. But I'm using the Latin pteranodon, of course. So pteranodon in English. You may be able to hear my son wailing in the background. He doesn't want to go to sleep. Wanted Sinclair Dinosaur book. Prehistoric animals burying have Star-Spangled War stories for trade. So if you want your Star-Spangled War stories, you can trade with the Sinclair Dinosaur book. Become a gremlin. That's something for Sven de Ridder. Gremlins in the garage. Become a gremlin, kit builder, get wired. Oh, they even have their website. That was cool in 1996. www.gremlins. No, really, gremlins.com? Wow. Imagine, back in the day, you could just have the... This would be a Warner Bros. Property nowadays. I'm pretty sure if you typed in gremlins.com right now, you'd have something from Warner's. But back in the day, in 96, you could just have it as your independent Gremlins fan. Contribute your own reviews, how-to articles, and kit pictures. Kit with a T. And then last but not least, there's some ads for, even on the back, Saurian Studios, scientifically accurate dinosaur artwork, MasterCard and Visa accepted. Is there anything I'd want? Oh yeah, Ceratosaurus, or a Keratosaurus in Latin again. A Ceratosaurus skull, lifelike, life size. Wow. Wow. I want that for my living room. 24 inch, 61 centimeters. I have no idea what this would cost. MasterCard and Visa accepted. Well, I'm glad, but I have no idea. Nothing beats a beautifully crafted dinosaur model in expressing the way joints and muscles come together to make an entire living animal. No one is better than Saurian Studios in providing quality dinosaur art in 3D. Each dinosaur is built up from the most accurate scientific database, well, in 96. Every thigh and calf, every thigh and calf muscle is constructed by Saurian Studios artists with intimate knowledge of anatomy. Well, lucky they have intimate knowledge. As a dinosaur scientist with 3 decades of experience, I can recommend Saurian Studios products for the exacting role of teaching paleontology. And as a dinosaur sculptor with 40 years experience, I'm absolutely delighted with the grace and power exhibited by these sculpture. Robert T. Becker, PhD. Yes, we know who Robert T. Becker is. Jurassic Park consultant, and there was even a sort of an XP or a doppelganger of Robert T. Becker in The Lost World, the sequel to Jurassic Park. Yeah, well, wonder what he got paid to write those lovely words about Saurian Studios. And is Saurian Studios still in the business? I wonder. Well, that wraps up the March-April 1996 issue of the Prehistoric Times. Does this still exist? I'm hoping it does. Let's find out. Until we meet again, keep reading Prehistoric Times.